Hello. Welcome to Touching the Edge. My name is Drake. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for being part of this discussion on being larger than life. It's something that, for me, is an area that I want to touch base on every day and really see the different elements of it. It's like taking a look at a jewel and turning it, just a little bit and seeing a completely different facet. I remember once when, actually it was over an extended period of time, I used to drive down a particular street, and there was this home. They used to call them old folks' homes, or maybe they call them care facilities now. But at this particular place, it was an older building, and they had a sign at the top of the building. I used to see it as I would drive every day. It said, "You too are growing old." It was this beautiful sign. I had just moved into this area. You too are growing old. So here I was a new person living in Minneapolis, and I would see the sign, and I would just kind of think it was interesting. I'd drive by there every day. You too are growing old. And so I would drive by day after day, and then one day I noticed, you too are growing old. It had, like, the paint was a little cracked. You could tell that it was being weathered. You too are growing old. One day the sign was there and it was tilted down. You too are growing old. And one day I drove by and that sign was gone. It took probably 15 years. And so it was interesting for me because it was something that was so solid, so constant, that it just seemed like it was like a mountain. It was almost like a person. You know how like a great person can be in your life and you see them so regularly, you're influenced by them, and there's such a prominent force that it seems like they're just going to be there forever, like they're a force of nature. And then one day, after so many years, that person is gone. And so it makes me realize, my whole life, how quickly I got to this point. Even as a child, I had a sense of it. I used to speak about it when I was quite young, about the instantaneous nature of life, that it was going to go just like that. But it's one thing to talk about when you're 14, and another thing to be 60. Recognizing that before you know it, you'll be 80, and before you know it, you'll be out of this realm. You too are growing old. For me, it's not actually a statement that's fearful. It's a statement of really recognizing the urgency of realizing what your mission is, why you were born. I heard Bob Marley interviewed one time, and they asked him how long he had been a Rasta, and he said, "I've been a Rasta forever since." Meaning that there wasn't a specific day that he became a Rasta, even though there might have been that day, that even before he became one, he was already one. I want to say to you that your mission was inside of you right from the very beginning. And as you realize that mission, you're going to realize that you were always about it, even before you knew what you were about. So recognize that the urgency of time, but also recognize the expanse. Time is instantaneous, and yet it is infinite. You have so little time, and yet if you really step into your courage and your creativity, your time expands and has depth. When you recognize that your mission is what frames your greatness and why you are larger than life, your roots sink down to the level of your being, and you're able to draw the nutrition out, and you're able to find what you're here to do. With all that we have going on right now, this is exactly the time that we are here for and that we were born for. And you too were meant to be what you're about forever since. So let us know what you're about. What makes you larger than life? What is your authentic purpose? It doesn't have to be something that other people know about. It's just about you being authentically dedicated to expressing your heart. So, we may all be experiencing the aging process, but if we are really in contact with our authenticity, on some level we are not getting old. I'm going to bring myself together right now and ring the bell. Here we go. When you're in contact with your purpose, it shines all the days of your life. And on some level, you are ageless. I'm going to bring my hands together to you because you are larger than life. Thank you for your time. Namaste.